right, hello, hello. Let's see here, just trying to find the stream. So thank you guys for joining me today. So yeah, I'm just going to be going over falling down and trying to beat your guys' mixes here. There we are. All right. So, all right, I found the stream. All right, so this is what I've been up to. I've got all your guys' mixes imported. I even got some references going. I'm still sick, still trying to recover a little bit. But let's check out the mix. So far what I've done is I've started to get a drum mix. I got a kick sample, a couple of snare samples, and then just getting a balance, and I've compressed the vocals. I also did some tuning on them as well, and yeah, so I just got a little balance going, so we'll see what we're working with here. Let me know if the level's okay. So that's my basic mix right now. I haven't added parallel compression in. I've got a bus for that. Everything's going through a mix bus, and honestly, there's no processing on the mix bus at this point. Hello to whoever's watching. I should have grabbed my laptop because I can't really follow along. Here, let's see. And so for my references, I got your guys' mixes, which I'll check those out in comparison. And then this was a song by Jason Harler, or the band we were in called Gorilla Dog. It's called Yeah, Okay. This was actually, I mixed this in a hybrid setting, and I love this mix. But it doesn't really sound like the drums for this song. So that was done back at my home studio with a TG1, Chandler Limited TG1. It was in parallel over the whole mix, and I just fell in love with it. I had this JDK EQ on the kick and snare, and a distressor, and then an 1176 style. It was a Lindell compressor, 500 series, and man, that mix, it's pretty crunchy, just because that TG1 is really it's got this saturation thing going. But I don't know, that's one of my references that I'm listening to while I'm mixing. And then I've got Go With The Flow by Queens of the Stone Age. Which I'm not going to play too much of that just because I'll get a copyright strike. But that song's a little bit like, the drums are definitely thinner than this drum set, but those are my references. I fell off of that hill before. I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but I was. So one of the things that was a problem was the cymbal bleed into like the kick drum mics and then the snare drum mics. I'll show you guys my. So I'm using a trigger I'm sending the trigger to the kick gate, or the snare gate, I'm sorry, and see right there it says snare side chain, and then I've got the side chain key. So here's the snare without it, and honestly The worst part of the song is when the hi-hat is going. And here's it without all this stuff. And there's the gate is being triggered by the sample. So if I kill that, it's gone. And I'm doing that on the bottom snare too. Here's the bottom snare. That's without it. With it. And it does choke the snare out a little bit. So I'm adding, this is actually, what is this? So I duplicated the snare, that was the top. And I added some lo-fi to the top just to give it a little more fatness. So this is the bottom snare without the gate. And so yeah, I'm just using the trigger as a key input on the gate, but I'm also bringing in some tone with the trigger. I also tuned the trigger to match, or try to match the top. Here's the top. Here's it. It's a little bit off, but, and then I've got this guy just kind of adding a little bit of crack to it. By itself, it sounds pretty crappy, but with it, it's adding. I'm just looking to see if you guys are saying anything in the chat. I think I've got it pulled up now, so if you guys say anything, I will respond. So yeah, the mixes were good. I'm gonna play a little bit of Zach's mix. He won, and just kind of do compare and contrast. I'm not done with this mix, but I feel like it's coming along. So let's see. Hopefully we don't get blown away here. Nice. The guitars are nice and up front. The only there was a couple things. One was that it's hitting the limiter really hard, and I feel like it's clipping a little bit. It's something that me and Zach talked about, and then we did a lot of revisions, and we just couldn't get the snare, and so that's something I'm working on in my own mix here. It's punchy. I just want a little bit more body out of it. I mean, it's tough because it's tough when I kind of know what I want to do or the direction I want to go. Let's see, turn off this. If you're watching, please say hello in the comments. So yeah, that was a little bit of Zach's mix. So yeah, it's cool just to have something to like reference. I mean you guys, you did a really good job. So it's cool to be able to just pull up somebody else's mix of this song. I mean, that wasn't my plan originally, but let's look at Nilton's mix. I know his mix was really cool. I fell off of that hill before. I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but I wasn't looking for you anymore. It's definitely top end heavy. So let's see here. All right, I'm gonna keep working on the mix here. I like how loud Nilton's guitars were. trying to get that lead part out a little bit more. Hey, Eamon. Yeah, man. The next actually there's a competition going on right now. There isn't a prize, but I will put a link in the description. There's a song by Jeff Giuliano, or it's my song that was recorded and mixed by Jeff Giuliano. Let me throw the link in the description. It's just in my Google Drive. It's Beat My Mix 5. There's not really a prize at this point, but there are free tracks for download. So let's see here. I'll throw the link in the description. And there you go. Yeah, so those tracks just came out for the email list yesterday. So they're there. There's about 50 tracks, fun song to mix. And Jeff Giuliano is like millions of copies sold. His mixes, man, he's really great. So check that out. Let's see here. You're welcome. So if you do a mix, send it to homestudiorescue@gmail.com. I haven't put those tracks up on YouTube yet, but if you're on my email list, or if you've done any of the Beat My mixes before, they will be there. There's a whole archive, or we're up to like 5 now. And then next week there's going to be, let's see. So the mix is going to be due on Monday of next week. And then next Friday there's going to be another track. And there will be prizes for that one. And that's also the release date of the track. It's called Out of the Shadows. So. I fell off of that hill before. I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but I wasn't looking for you anymore. Had a lot of fun last night. It got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm wondering if the music is too loud in comparison to my mic. So I'm gonna add a fatso to the background vocals bus. We'll start with that. I fell off of that hill before. Let's see. Just something to tame them a little bit. But I wasn't looking for you anymore. Had lies I'm falling down, but there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down. Gonna put some reverb on those vocals. So yeah, for Jason's vocal, I just got a CLA 1176. On his main vocal, I'm scooping out a little bit of 57 hertz on a high pass filter, and then I'm dipping out 143 just to kind of get some of the mud out. I think I'm doing the same thing on the bus. I know that doesn't really make sense. But it sounds, I like how it sounds. So then I'm cutting a little bit of 100 with a Pultec, a UAD Pultec, and so like 3 dB cut, and then I do the trick where you can kind of mess with the boost and the attenuation to kind of, you mess with basically the low end. If I just boosted and cutted, it would still boost the low end, and then I'm boosting at 10K and also cutting at 10K, and just kind of, if you had an actual hardware one, you would just tweak the knobs at the same time, the boost and the attenuate. And then I threw a decapitator on his vocal with the mild tube Fox, which I liked what it was doing. But there's a first time for everything. I don't know what reverb I'm going to put on this. Jason likes more of a dry vocal, but yeah, I got to put something on it.
Lies I'm falling down. It's the first time for everything.
So honestly, I feel like it sounded pretty good. Let's it's good to hear it in comparison to your guys' mix.
Now and then we get it right. I say it clearly and
A lot of high end in that mix. Let's see. I know Demetrius was right there. Let's check out his mix in comparison. So I really wanted to do the whole mix credit thing, but I just felt like, one, I put out these tracks way too soon, and it was basically with a rough mix. I should have mixed it fully and given you guys that stuff to beat the mix. But I feel like, so we tracked this song starting back in like November. So it's been like 6 months. Like, I mean, we haven't met every week, but we've worked on the song. Like, we had breaks during the holidays and all that stuff. But it took a long time to get the song done. So I definitely want to give it my full shot at mixing.
about the good times. Every now and
That's Nilton's mix. Let's do Demetrius, which there's definitely a lot of top end on that one. My mixes tend to be dark, so I'm trying to work on that.
found you, but I wasn't looking for you anymore. Had a lot of fun last night. It got me thinking about
It's
the
a good balance.
times.
I want a fatter snare. I'm also louder than theirs, so it's gonna it might it's gonna sound better if it's louder. I mean, the way, yeah, I'm not saying it sounds better. I'm saying just because it's louder, you might think it sounds better. That feedback track's a little harsh.
I fell off of that hill before I climbed.
Yeah, it needs some like 2K taken out or something. It's pretty cool. So if you have Pro Tools, this is a cool trick with the 7-band EQ. You just hold Control and Shift, and you can kind of hear exactly whatever frequency you're clicking on. So that can help you find that nasty. Let's hear this one too. It's like a robot booting down.
I fell off of that hill before. I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but I wasn't looking for. I could have found you, but
Nice space in this mix.
for you anymore. Had a lot of fun last night.
I definitely have the drums more narrow.
And I realize I'm falling
Mix is still kind of dark.
down. It's the first time for everything. I'm falling down.
drawing a blank here. I kind of want to add some ambiance to this lead guitar here in the second verse.
I fell off of that hill before. I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but
Maybe a channel
I
strip.
wasn't looking for you anymore.
Get a little bit of saturation.
I fell off of that hill.
This is gonna get crazy. I don't want it clipping out, but
You had a lot of fun last night. You got me thinking about. I fell off of that hill before. I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but I wasn't looking for you anymore. You had a lot of fun last night. You got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then I get it right. I see it clearly and I realize
let's see here.
I fell off of.
I love this plugin by Arturia. There's the eighth.
Fell off of that hill before. I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but I wasn't looking for you anymore. You had a lot of fun last. The first time for everything. I'm falling down. 'Cause if
Haven't done anything with the room mics. Could be fun. There's definitely some muddiness in these drums. Needs to be cleaned up. Don't really need a lot of low end on these room mics. Still maybe some parallel compression to add. But I don't want things getting harsh. Maybe we'll do, let's try a Fairchild. There we are.
I ain't cl-
Don't want to just make it louder. Which we are. Maybe it will fatten these up a bit. I know I'm not being very entertaining. Sorry, guys. I don't want to do things just to do them, but trying to give you guys something to watch. Let's see. So we already got rid of some of that mud. You kind of hear that there's just this, like a, I don't know how to describe it. It kind of sounds like it's in a tunnel. And that's what that 500 hertz is. That snare drum needs some reverb. We'll try a plate. That might not be the right one. I do want something kind of short. I don't want it to get too ambient. That's not bad. Brighten it up, maybe. Maybe it could be a little longer, and then we'll compress it. Like I'll do a sidechain compression with the snare trigger or something like that. Maybe. We'll see. It's too long. Cut off some of the lows on this stuff. It's already pretty thin. I mean, it's all highs. But just clean up any of that rumble stuff. This could definitely... Some cool stuff. I want to make that spin around, kind of. Waves plug in. The devil is here. If you guys are watching, say hello. Yeah. yeah, I don't know if I'm really showing you guys anything that cool or whatever. But yeah, I was gonna be mixing this song anyways, so I figured I might as well live stream. While I'm here, why don't I? Let's see if I can open up Simple Times, the song that I put the link up in the down. There's a comment with the link in it. So this is on another drive. I'm just plugging that in. So I'm gonna go to Simple Times and kind of talk about that track a little bit. Let's see. There it is. Do. So yeah. So Simple Times. That's a track that's up right now. That mix is due Monday, and then we're going to have Out of the Shadows coming out on the 14th. That's also the release day. Please check out that track. And then there is going to be the Milestones, who I'm playing a gig with this Friday. I'm playing bass for them. They're putting out their album that they recorded at Blackbird. They did all the drums and bass there. Then they did the rest in here in this townhouse, in my house. And they're putting out that album. I think it's May 5th. Um, so this is Simple Times. This was recorded in my parents' basement about 10 years ago. And I went through and I did all the phase alignment with the drums and all that jazz. So here's the drums. We'll see if this thing's gonna play. Yeah. My computer has not liked playing stuff off of this hard drive. I can tell you that. Definitely not a fan. It's only 50 tracks. Only. This computer, it's a Mac Studio. It should be able to handle this, and it's just not. So these drums are a little bit thin, and this was before I went to audio school. I did not know what I was doing, but I had a bunch of expensive gear, and I thought that was going to fix my recordings, but it didn't. And I mean, this recording sounds good, but the drums definitely need to be triggered. But I went in and I phased aligned all this stuff, all the drums, not all the drums. I phased aligned the kick drums. I phased aligned the snares and the trigger, and I tried to line those up with the overheads. I believe I did a pretty good job of that. And it looks like, did I? Yeah, I edited all the noise out of the toms and all that. But the kit itself, it sounds okay. Like, I don't think these are a matched pair of room mics. Man, Pro Tools is really not having fun right now with this. But definitely needs a high pass filter. I feel like I should go through and mix this song again. The other thing is that they're stereo mic'd guitars, and you know what? They are out of phase. And I'll show you. I mean, some of them sound really good out of phase. Like, let's see what this guy is. So that's in phase. Here's an example of them being out of phase. And when I say out of phase, what I mean is, if you look at the wave file here, they're going in opposite directions right here. This one's going down, that one's going up. So if I play this track and turn it up maybe. And then I've got a trim plug-in. I'm going to flip the phase. So now they're they're in phase. But yeah. To me that sounds better. Also, when I first started, I thought, oh, a stereo track, that means I'll pan one left and right, and if you do that, then they normally go up the middle. See, right now it's up the middle. Thanks, Pro Tools. I'm going to flip the phase. That doesn't sound bad. But that's with them left and right. If I put them together, so I'm just going to pan them right in the center. I'm going to flip the phase. It kind of sounds like it has a cold, like I do right now. It sounds phasey. To me, that sounds better, so I just left it out of phase. So you're really going to have to beef up these drums. I mean, if you listen to the Jeff Giuliano mix, they are beefed up. And I mean, he does triggers where he will blend the triggers with the original drums. But these drums need some help. I mean, I don't think the tones are terrible, but they definitely need to. They need to be. Man, Pro Tools just does not liking this. They definitely need to be brought up and made louder. So yeah, let's see. Also, there's a bunch of vocals on this track, and basically there is one lead vocal, which for some reason I'm not seeing the vocals. Where are the vocals? Okay, yeah. So I also went through and tried to label these tracks a little bit better than the last Beat My Mix. So I have it labeled as main vocal, and then there's double, triple, and yeah. I mean, with these tracks, you might want to check out the phase on some of these guitars, but for the most part, I have them how I would have preferred them. Like, yeah, I didn't line up the mics. I didn't really know what I was doing when I was stereo miking stuff back then, but I think I did okay. But anyways, this is a cool song. Jeff Joanno killed it, but good luck with mixing it. So let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really talk about at this point. I don't know. Like, I'm at a place with this song from Jason too. There's a point of diminishing returns, and so I kind of have to get my bearings with it. And sometimes I'll do a basic mix without a bunch of effects, and then I want to just make sure my balance is right. So the first thing is starting with my volume balance, which that's honestly still where I am. I knew there was issues with the drums I needed to fix, and so that's really what I've been working on, is trying to get the volumes right. I'm going to check this drive just so it doesn't mess up what I'm doing here. Sure. Good.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize
I think it's starting to sound pretty good. So I got a Zener limiter on here. This is kind of like what I had on the Yeah Okay song. I had a TG1. This is kind of like the TG1 on steroids. But honestly, I've been disappointed with this plugin. I don't really feel like it has the it's an Abbey Road style compressor, and the TG1, the actual hardware that I had back in the day, that thing sounded amazing, and its saturation was really cool. I don't know how close this is. It doesn't matter, I mean, the saturation is still cool, but I don't think they nailed it completely. Because if they did, I would be using this everywhere.
got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right.
But that's pretty cool. Just throwing that in there. I might gate that reverb. It's a little out of control. Yeah, it's a little. I think that's okay. I'm also compressing the reverb so that when the snare, I'm having the snare. I'm sending the snare to the compressor that's on the reverb, and the idea is that it's gonna knock down the volume of the verb, and then when the snare comes out, the reverb goes back up. So in theory, that's what it's supposed to be doing. I like it low. I think the parallel compression is helping on the drums. So with the parallel compression, I'm just sending the kick and snare. I have a kick and snare bus right here. So I'm sending the kick and snare. I'm sending the toms, the overheads, which I have it low. If I just do this, you can see, yeah, kick and snare is at 0, and then everything else is kind of just blended in. See how it sounds in the mix. just make it louder. That's cool. Yeah, so this is just a master bus EQ setting. I don't know, Tony Maserati. Who is this? I don't even know who this dude is, but sometimes I put it on here. It sounds cool. This is the Curve Bender from UAD. It's a cool plugin. I got to use one of those at Blackbird, and they are amazing.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling.
So I don't know what to do for Jason's voice just because he likes it really dry. I've been tempted to go back to mixes I did like 10 years ago that I know he likes and try to steal some reverbs, but usually I make like 2 or 3 reverbs. I'm going to do like a plate and a hall, maybe a delay. So yeah, something like 5 sends. Let's do a hall, and we'll do an echo, and I'm going to make one of them mono. We'll do a delay, but I'll just keep them stereo and maybe pick a mono plugin. And then what I used to do is I would send these all to an effects bus and process stuff that way. And then also I have a bus so I can turn everything down. But let's see. So we got verb, plate. So now we've just got to find something. I'm going to just go with something simple for verb, like a deverb, and I'm going to put it in a room setting. And something small, something short. I'm not going to get crazy with ambience here. We'll do a Valhalla verb. And we'll just leave it like that. Sometimes it can just be a happy accident. What was the other reverb that I wanted to do? Well, it's a plate. So we'll go with the Arturia plate. Where's that guy? Right there. And then for echo, we'll just go with Echo Boy. We'll start there and see how that goes. And then delay. I don't really see a lot of delay in this song. My first instinct is to go for H delay, which I always do that. So maybe we'll do something a little different. Let's do the Arturia tape delay. No, that's not it. Where is it? There it is. This thing can be cool. Vintage sounding. And we'll just kind of mess around here. I'm wondering if I think I have the tempo right.
Got me thinking about the good times.
We'll start with the tape delay.
Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling.
Let's sync it.
Down, but there's a first time for everything. I'm falling.
We're going to make it short.
Down.
The default was kind of cool. We don't need that many echoes.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize
I don't hate that.
falling down. But there's a first time for everything. I'm falling.
What's cool about this delay is you can drive it too. It's got some distortion.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling
I kind of like the default.
down. But there's a first time for everything. I'm falling
Default.
down. Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize
All this stuff is soloed. I just want to hear this and the vocal. And maybe we'll throw, I mean, maybe I'll throw my own distortion on
Got me
it.
thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling
Some tape mellow-fi, maybe?
down, but there's a first time for everything.
It's got a cool little chorus effect.
I
I don't want the mechanical noise.
falling
This maybe is a little much.
down.
It's kind of cool.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize
It's doing like a phase shift thing. I don't need that.
got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize
Damn it. I clicked the wrong plugin.
down, but there's a
FML. All right, let's, what was it? I don't even remember what I was doing now. It's just totally messed everything up. Almost dropped an F-bomb. All right, let's go, total harmonic distortion. This is the one. This is a Massey plugin. It works 60% of the time, all the time.
got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling down, but there's a first time for everything. I'm
Can't remember.
falling
I think this makes it darker.
down.
I think that's getting cool. All right, now I know the Valhalla verse is
Got
gonna
me
be too
thinking
much.
about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling
Let's cut the crap out of this. Just low
down,
cutting
but
it.
there's a first time for everything. I'm falling
I'm just going nuts with it. I'm not even
down.
thinking about it really.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize.
So one of the tricks is to
Got
just
me thinking about the good times.
bring all this stuff
Every
down.
now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling.
So you bring it down to where you can't, like you just take it all the way out and then you just slowly bring it back until you can kind of hear it.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize.
So we'll do that with the delay.
I'm falling down, but there's a first
I kinda
time
like
for
the delay loud.
everything.
So here's with the reverb.
I'm falling down.
Definitely going to put some of that on the background vocals.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling down. But there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down.
Maybe it needs a little more verb.
Got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling down. But there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down.
I like that. I think the
Got
balance.
me thinking about the good times. Every now and then we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm falling down. But there's a first first time for everything. I'm falling down.
It's always fun to solo your own vocal.
Every now we get it right. I see it clearly and I realize I'm
Nasal.
falling down. But there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down.
Sounds pretty good. So you guys didn't have this track. This was something Jason and I did last week. You know, I don't know. I should have waited till this song was completely done. I thought we were done, and then it was like, hey, let's do one or two more tracks. So this is just an Arturia plugin, the OBX. Kind of Ghostbusters-ish, which I love. It's barely in the track, though. I feel like these guitars need to be cleaned up a little bit. They sound cool. I just reached for this plug. I mean, I have, what's the thing called? Fab Filter, but I use my eyes too much with that plug-in. It's warm. I know the bass is boosted right at 200, so maybe that's a good spot. Added some API to this one.
Before I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but I wasn't looking for you anymore. You had a lot of fun. It got me thinking about the good times.
Too much stuff going on. Yeah, this end part's kind of a mess. Like, I want those lead guitars or the fuzz guitars to come out a little bit, but yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. So this song sounds nothing like it, but it is a Jason Harlow song. Listen to how compressed that is. It's that TG1.
She sings to me now like a ghost that's just wandering around. All of our friends now. I wasn't looking for you.
It's just two different songs, really. I hate to say this, but maybe I'll put an L2 on the drum bus. Just limiting. We'll see. Let's see what that does to it. How crappy, if it takes anything out of it, changes the tone. I don't think it's just catching peaks, really. I like the reverb I got going for it. I kind of want to add a Vance Paltrick with delay. I'm gonna make it mono, and we'll just say drum delay or drum dirt. We're gonna make it dirty. I gotta make sure my effects are, yeah. It's when I make a bus, it's supposed to be going out. So it's supposed to be coming at, like when I make a mono bus, it should be going to my mix bus, but it hasn't been doing that. I've had to manually select it. So I don't know. Maybe I won't mess with it, but that's annoying. Let's see. So drum dirt, and I guess we will send the drum bus to it. So we're gonna make it pre-fader. There you go. Maybe not so hot. I like that Arturia tape delay. Make it like 16th or something. Give it some. Just changing. They've got different preamps. Germania, that's a certain type of distortion or something. I think that sounds pretty cool. This is fun to play with too, the active heads. It changes the feel of it. Now obviously it's really loud. I'm not going to have it that loud. That's kind of cool. I think 5 was the one though. If I'm going to even use it. The reverb's really kind of doing that already. I kind of like that. Give it some ambiance. It's really loud. But I liked how loud it was. I wonder if I compress this or something like that. Maybe we'll throw an 1176 on it. All buttons in. So you just hold shift and click ratio and boom. This thing confuses me because the attack and release times are reversed. I don't know. It always messes me up going back and forth. This thing's messed me up with 1176s. I like it loud. These claps are so wimpy. I wonder if I might have done those myself. And I don't know, I'll just compress them. They're just looped claps. They need some reverb. Maybe a gated reverb. Clap verb. Not that I need more stuff going on, but it's back to C. It should be going right to my mix bus. I'm going to mess that up eventually. I'm going to miss it. H delay or a D verb? and the claps. Nope. Where's a gated verb? I mean, I could just gate it. No. We'll see if this plugin works. This thing usually makes me sign in to whatever. Yeah, thing is I have the subscription. Like, that really is annoying. I have the subscription and they still have to make me like sign into it. Maybe just a plate and then we'll gate it. Nope. Valhalla verb. I don't quite know what I'm looking. Ooh, Valhalla room maybe? That's starting to sound like a clap. I don't mind that. Let's just hear it in context. I'll bring up this symbol too. It should be a little bit bigger, I think. I kind of want some distortion on that bottom snare.
Down, there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down. I fell off of that hill before. I ain't climbing up it anymore. I could have found you, but I wasn't looking for you anymore. I had a lot of fun last night. It got me thinking about the good times. Every now and then I get it right. I see it clearly and I realize
I wanted more compression on the vocal. I don't know. This might be too much, but
down. There's a first time for everything. I'm falling down.
I know I'm doing other stuff to this thing too. You hear that? You hear that mud? That whoa, whoa, whoa. It's, yeah. But it's a little boomy, but I want more boom.
And I realize I'm falling down. There's a first time for
need a shaker. I don't know if I need to mess with this or not. I mean, the drums sound pretty good, I think. I mean, until I get it out in the car, I don't know. Let's hear the bass. That sounded pretty cool, I think. I appreciate you guys that are watching. You can always leave me a comment. I haven't been monitoring the comments that well, so I apologize. Let's see where it is with the vocals too. Something in my background vocals, just, I don't know, I gotta get rid of the nasal stuff. Everything's so nasally. Singing completely out of my nose.
Last night.
Oh, alright, well, I lost you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I kinda like that.
But there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down.
1K sounding good on my voice.
I'm falling
Maybe a little less.
down, but there's a first time for everything. I'm falling.
Throw a little 1K on Jason, maybe. See what that sounds like.
I'm falling down, but there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down. Falling down, but there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down. Falling down, but there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down.
Alright, so thank you guys for watching. I think that's going to do it. Yeah. So this is me trying to beat your guys' mix. I really appreciate everyone who submitted a mix. And if you're working on the Jeff Giuliano tracks, good luck with that. Those are due on Monday. And I'm going to be in Austin, Texas next week. I'm still going to try to do, I think the live stream will be on Saturday. And the tracks for Out of the Shadows are going up on Friday. That's still going to happen even though I'm in Austin. So thank you guys for watching, and that's going to do it for now. That's good enough. I know I didn't really say a lot, but I'm honestly trying to mix this song and not just do stuff just to keep you guys entertained. So